Greetings, my name is Kurt Gessler, and today I'll be taking you on a quick tour of Audacity, the open source audio editing software package that's available for PCs, Macs, and even Linux systems. It was developed in 1999 at Carnegie Mellon University, yet despite its age, it's still regularly supported and quite popular. In fact, when last I checked SourceForge, it had nearly 80 million downloads. So it still remains a very potent choice for the working journalist. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of a couple different files and see how Audacity can help us make the most out of them. First is a 911 call from a Naperville murder. Let me place our cursor, and with spacebar we'll take a listen. Right there's garbage sound. More unnecessary stuff.
Hi, this is the Naperville Police and Fire Department. Did you call 911? Okay, I'm sorry, you have what? Okay, we have fire department on the way there. Okay. Okay, you think he got stabbed? Okay, did you say he got stabbed?
I'd say a quick diagnosis on this file is there's some extraneous stuff at the beginning and at the end, and the overall file needs to be toned down a bit. So let's start there. Dashboard gives us a pretty intuitive look here. We have all of our controls: pause, play, stop. This goes to the beginning of the file, end of file. We can record additional voiceover, do some more edits here. We can take in each part of our track here, we can simply silence it. We will undo that. We'll handle that a different way. Here's our magnify tools. Really important on audio editing, especially to be as surgical as possible. So we'll be using that a lot. And you see the project right down here, set at the standard CD sampling rate of 44,100. Let's start selecting all, putting on an effect, just normalizing it, trying to bring everything down a little bit. Then we want to trim off most of this front stuff, so I'm just going to select it and trim it. I don't mind a little silence at the beginning of a file. User's just going to click into it. You never know how fast everything's going to load, so I never try to start too hard. And we'll zoom in on this, get a better look at the waveform.
Hi, this is the Naperville Police and Fire Department.
Pause that and go back. So right there, I think that is our hello.
Hello?
That's where it really begins. So let's take most of this here right at the beginning and use another filter, effect, fade in. See if we can get that harsh start a little softer.
Hi,
That's better. Okay, now we'll zoom out. Go to the back end of this file here, where we know we had some kind of click of a hang-up, perhaps. Certainly right there. So let's trim this. And we do have some other, again, kind of wild ambient sound here. Where's the last critical sounds?
stabbed.
Well, we'll leave that in there. But I will apply the fade out filter again. Try to get that harshness out. Well, that's not bad. I think we've done about as much as we can with this file. So now to export this, File, Export. I have it set up as a WAV. You can export it in many different file forms, as you see. If you're going to want to export it as an MP3, you're going to have to download the lame encoder separately. I've had a lot of problems with that, so I tend to just use WAV files, since those can be ingested into most audio editing software pieces, like or even display pieces like SoundCloud. So we'll save this as a waveform. Get in there, and we're done. That quick, that easy. Let's try another project here. We'll close this one, and we'll open this file from a case where a former Lake County Board Chairman, Lake County, Illinois, Board Chairman, was alleged to have used her clout to try to dissuade 911 from responding to her husband's call. Ooh, it's quiet already. I can sense some problems. So before we go any farther here, so we can get a good diagnosis, we're going to start by trying to bring this up. I'm going to amplify. And, you know, you can already tell there's going to be problems, because the second we have to amplify it, we're going to have to start clipping some of the most broad ranges of this waveform. So as we amplify it, we're going to have to allow clipping, and let's go up a pretty significant amount. Let's go to 6. Okay, let's see what that sounds like now.
Hi, Allison. This is Susie Schmidt, I was the Lake County Board Chairman for 10 years. Listen, I'm having a little problem with my husband right now.
Like a domestic problem?
Yes, but it's fine.
All right.
So if he calls you,
Much better.
you can ignore him.
Well,
I just caught him with another woman, so that's why I'm a little upset.
Oh, that's understandable, but unfortunately we can't ignore anything. We would have, if somebody would request a police, we would have to dispatch them.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm fine,
and
everything's fine.
Good.
I would never let him do anything to me.
Okay.
He dropped out of the house, so he's...
Okay, but you both reside the home together, and you locked him out, but you might be calling, trying to get into the house.
He might accept. He's kind of afraid of me because he knows I have connection.
But it is, what's the address? In case you...
Well, looks like the address was silenced there for 8-9 seconds.
Wait a second. Calling.
Oh, he might be.
We'll certainly have to do something with that.
Yeah, call. He just called. So you can expect the police, okay?
That's fine.
All right, so.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, not bad at the start and stop, but we are going to have to deal with this right here. I have a separate audio file I keep here. If I have to do any editing for cause, simple beep. I'm going to grab like 3 seconds of that right here. Zoom in. Again, just because you don't want the listener to wonder what's going on here. So let's try to replace that with this. Let's see what that sounds like.
What's the address? In case you... Wait a second. Calling.
Oh, he might be.
Let me stop that there.
What's the address? In case you... Wait a second. Calling.
Oh, he might be.
There, at least there's a sense of an edit was made. The phone just didn't go dead.
Yeah, call. He just called. So you can expect the police, okay?
That's fine.
All right, so.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
And it's fine. Let's check the beginning. Again, make sure there's no spot edits. Now, I typically do not try to go through and amplify and reduce individual words and stuff like that. I feel like I'm going a bit too heavy-handed in editing reality. And I think people are understanding of a 911 call, and they're forgiving of somewhat of a poor quality. No, that's fine. So I think we've done with it what we can. We've dealt with the 9 seconds of silence, and we've boosted it as much as possible, so we'll do the same thing here. We will export the file, we'll save it as a WAV, and we have our final copy for presentation, whatever CMS you have, or SoundCloud. So as you can see, we made some pretty quick and easy edits. This took, under 5 minutes for both files to have a pretty profound impact on the overall user display. Audacity may not have all the features of a top-end editing software. It has a lot of limitations, but if you're dealing with stuff you've recorded or simple things like 911 calls, it remains a very powerful and popular choice for content producers online. Thank you very much for listening.